This is one way that you can know that you are in God's will. And so all of us have many different paths that God has called each and every one of us to. My path may not be your path, and your path may not be my path, but we are all called to a path of righteousness, which means that we are on God's rightful design of what He designed your life. So I wanted to say that the Lord had begun to speak to me today, and He said, LaShanta, one of the ways that you will know that if you're in my will is if whatever you set out to do, if it pushes you closer to me, then you're in my will. But if it draws you away from me, meaning that it makes less time for you, you're doing other things where you're not focused on me, then it's not my will for you. And I said, okay, God, that helps me to understand things more in context now. We all have different ambitions and things that we have in us. But we have to be careful that we're not doing things because the world tells us that this is what we should be doing, or we should be going after having a business, or we should be going after these different things. And it's so easy to get caught up in that, especially if you're on the social media platform, and that's any platform. And so I think that we all need to constantly check our desires, because you can do a thing and in your mind you thinking, well, this is going to bring me some extra income. And a lot of you all know our story. Me and my husband, we're in a place where God is literally taking care of us, and He's making ends meet. You know what I mean? It may not be exactly what we want, how we want, but God is getting a job done. And there are times that we find ourselves looking like, man, He's taking care of us better than we were when we both had two incomes. And so you could be thinking like, oh, well, let me do this to bring in some income, and it be not God's will for you. And so I wanted to say this today to help someone to know what are ways that you can know that you are in God's will. And if anybody else have anything to add to this, comment down below. Love you all.